everyone, this is your girl Emily here at Reiki Plans, and today I am going to do something I have always wanted to do. So I am in a couple of different book groups on Facebook, and every first weekend of the month, one of them does a readathon where all you do is read for the entire weekend. I feel like every single time I've tried to do a readathon, it has never worked. I've always had something going on. So this weekend, I finally have the time to do a readathon. So starting today, I'm going to do nothing but read a book this weekend. I know in a lot of readathons, you read multiple books, but this weekend, we're only gonna shoot for one and I might start a second. So what's the book I'm gonna read? The book is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This is a hoops novel. I'm actually really excited to read this because this is my first deep dive into a Kennedy Ryan novel. I have heard amazing things about her, that she writes some fantastic books, and I love a good story, and a sports story at that. Let's go. So I'm very excited to sit and read this book, and I'm also going to be attaching this with a reading vlog. So this is how it's gonna work. Is I'm going to do a check-in reading vlog about every 50 to 100 pages. So just kind of let you guys know what I'm thinking of the book so far, any things that are aha moments. I also have my page flags ready, so that way if there's a good quote or something good about the book, then I will be sure to let you guys know. If for any reason I finish this monster book, which is a total of 445 pages. So this is a long one. If I finish this book, then I do have another Kennedy Ryan book that I would love to dive into because I've heard great things. And for a couple of people that I follow on social media, this was their book of the year. And that is Real, another one by Kennedy Ryan. And it says that on the back, it is a Hollywood tale of wild ambition, artistic obsession, and unrelenting love. The cover alone, absolutely. But I'm not going to read this one first. I'm going to read Hoops first because I've had this one from longer from the library. But if I do finish Long Shot, then we're going to jump into Real. So that is enough from me right now. It is almost 5 o'clock. I'm going to go get comfy and cozy in my recliner, grab my blanket and a beverage, and we are going to finally start Long Shot. So here we go. Hey y'all, book update time. So I am exactly 102 pages into Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. I did not do a check-in at page 50 because I didn't really feel like there was enough of the story that I can really do commentary on. So basically this is about Iris and August. They meet randomly on the night before of the NCAA championship basketball game. And they have an instant connection about what it means to be biracial, and how they felt alone. And so they start talking about their experiences as well as their love of basketball. And they really get to know each other. They do not end up hooking up or anything like that. And then the next day, we find out that Iris is the girlfriend of the rival basketball team that August is going up against their national championship. So basically this book is where I'm at is basically the first year since their meeting, and a lot has happened. August gets drafted to the NBA, and he also wins basically an NCAA Player of the Year award. And this is a really interesting story because Iris is trying to be everything that her mother was not. She did not have a great childhood. Her mom basically was trying to find love in all the wrong places, wanted a man to take care of her, things like that. And it's just so funny how it's telling that lesson of when you think you're the farthest removed from what you don't want, it actually is the hand that you're dealt in life. So that's basically where we are right now. And Iris is in no way, shape, or form doing what she wants. She has graduated from college, but she's not working her dream job, which she was offered because of a pregnancy. She's forced to move in with her boyfriend, Caleb. He also gets drafted to the NBA. Caleb you just know he's not a good guy. And it's just really interesting. The prologue to this book was so telling that once I read it, I was like, oh my God, I think I know what's going to happen in here, and it's going to break my heart. But other than that, this is like a really good read so far. I've been reading it for actually about 3 hours. I did take like about an hour break just to hang out with my husband. And I also talked to a good friend of mine. So that's pretty much where I am. But I have since finished a bowl of popcorn and eaten the majority of a Ghirardelli candy bar. So it's still relatively early. Let me see, what time is it? It's 10:23, so I'm pretty sure I'll read for a couple more hours before I turn in for the night. But this is like a really good book, y'all. Like, I'm really enjoying it. So that's my update. I'll definitely do an update before I go to bed and then let you guys know what I'm thinking. All right, I'll see y'all later. Please excuse my crazy hair. I am 174 pages into Long Shot. And when I tell you, these last 40 pages have been disturbing as fuck. Like, and I'll be sure to like put this in the description and everything, but this book has hella trigger warnings. I think the primary one is definitely domestic violence. And again, like I said in my other clip, I just feel for Iris. That's all. Caleb is truly a disgusting human being. And I just feel for Iris. That's all. Ugh. I'm just speechless. I'm probably gonna read for at least another hour. I'm not really all that tired. Sorry, my alarm went off because I do like to set an alarm. So I've been reading this book for about 4 hours. I'm definitely gonna finish it. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, like, I just feel for Iris, y'all. Like, and I feel like Kennedy Ryan, oh God, just even reading the description of the trauma and the pain and the violence that she's going through. I feel for Iris. That's all I have. I know I just ranted for 2 minutes to say I feel for Iris, but I feel for Iris. Yeah, I'll catch y'all on my next update. I feel for her. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the reading vlog. It is Saturday, January 15th. It's about 9:20 in the morning. I'm up. Dogs are fed. They've been out. My husband has shoveled, and coffee is waiting for me. Last night, I ended up going to bed probably at about 12:30, 1 o'clock. I got 200 pages into Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. And I also feel like I hit a really good like cliffhanger spot. I couldn't keep my eyes open though. Like, I wanted to continue reading, but I just couldn't. So, but kind of like I told you guys yesterday, it did snow quite a bit. We ended up getting about 10 to 11 inches here in the Des Moines area. I just watched the weather report and like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. Like, roads are covered like all over the city and across the state. Plows are out, and actually the DOT, so the Department of Transportation here in the state of Iowa, has determined that it is not advised to travel. So I'm very happy I went to the store and got everything I needed to just really stay in the house and be cozy. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get all my stuff and put a sweatshirt on and go sit out in the living room in my big comfy chair. As you guys can probably just hear, my heater just kicked on. Get some coffee, and we're gonna dig in because, like I said, I got to a really good cliffhanger. Just like my sentiments echo yesterday, Iris, I feel for her. I cannot stand Caleb. He is trash. That's really all I got. And then my guy August. I love him. And I also really like how he's very honest in where he is with his NBA career, especially, that he's filling the void with other women, which, you know, that's kind of the story that we've been told, right? So I do like that element has been put in there, and that, like, he's not like a goody two shoes, right? Like, he met Iris and he just can't be with another woman. No, he's still a dude, and he's still human, and he's still out here doing what he wants to do. So yeah, but just the trauma that Iris is going through is just blowing my mind, and every time I think it can't get any worse, it does. So, but I will talk about all of that when I review the book once I finish it. I will try my best to do 100-page updates to let you guys know kind of where I am and how I'm feeling about the book. And yeah, I do fully intend on finishing this today, though. Like, it's just too damn good. So that's all I have for right now. I hope you guys are having a good morning, and I'll see you on my next update. Hey, so it is a little after 2 o'clock. I have reached page 300 of Long Shot. And a lot has happened. Again, I feel for Iris. And I've also kind of been thinking about how I'm going to do this book review, because I don't think I can talk about this book without doing spoilers. So it is what it is. So I'm going to try my best to knock out the next 100 pages. Because again, this book was 445 pages, I believe. Let me look. 400. Yep, it was 445 pages. So I have 144 pages left. Couple of things, and I'm sorry for spoilers, but I will be sure to put a spoiler alert in the description and all that stuff. Number one, again, can't stand Caleb. His brutality towards Iris is disgusting, and it is still incredibly hard to read. But the courage that she had to leave him the way she did, and to not only call Lotus, her cousin, and her cousin comes in and definitely rescues her, but to have the courage to go to the hospital to do all of the necessary tests after just the sheer brutality that she had to go through, have those photos taken, have basically those things about her body displayed, and the fact that she 2 days later sat across from him, his father, and his agent. I mean, Iris is the epitome of strength. My God. I do feel for August, though, because she up and left, and he has no idea. And it's funny, too, because, again, like, we've been in this situation now. By the time you get to page 300, we've now been in this situation for 3 years, and Iris and August have only seen each other a couple of times. The last time was kind of like the pinnacle where they kind of both gave in. And then, Caleb went and beat the hell out of her, which, ugh. Anyway, but you just kind of wonder, at what point are all of the cards laid out on the table? At what point is August finally going to be able to be with Iris? And at what point is Iris going to finally give in and start her life and the life for her daughter that she's always wanted? So that's kind of where I am in the book. Again, this is a fantastic read. I will say this, though, because, again, I love to read a good series, and I'm definitely going to be looking into Kennedy Ryan's backlist. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a while before I read the next book. I don't think the next book is going to be as horrific. At least I hope not. But even if it is, I can't wait. But I can't see myself reading these books back to back to back. Just because that's going to be a lot. But yeah, so that's where I am, 300 pages in. I did take a little bit of a break to eat lunch. And I also made muffins today, because why not? Again, it is still snow-covered and cold outside. No more snow, thankfully. But again, I'm just going to sit here in my chair and read my book. So I will see you guys on page 400, and then I will do my review
of this book. So I'll catch you guys on my next update.
We are at page 400. And this shit is about to hit the fan. And I don't know how I feel about it. I'm almost done with this book. I'm trying to like prepare myself for what's about to happen, because this whole time, Iris still has, in the last 100 pages, Iris has not told August about her relationship and why it ended with Caleb. And they've since seen Caleb, because August and Caleb played against each other in a game over Thanksgiving. And she hasn't told August anything because of the NDA that she signed. But I just hit like a serious... A bomb is about to get dropped, and I don't know how I feel about it, y'all. So, review of this book coming soon. I don't know if I'll record it tonight. I might wait until tomorrow so I have time to process. But oh my God, y'all. Like, oh my God. Okay, that's all I have. I'll see y'all in a bit. Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. So, it's been a few hours. I finished Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. I decided that I am gonna do a book review on this tomorrow or Monday. So as I kind of already said in the beginning, I'm on a 3-day weekend this weekend. So I just really want like some more time to kind of process Long Shot. I did write my book review tonight in my always fully booked planner, and I also did write my review on Goodreads. Overall, and like I said, I'll do my book review at the end of the weekend when I give you like my stats and everything. Overall, this was a fantastic book. I thought that this was a really important story to tell. I feel like this is a story that happens probably more often than we think in the other athletic worlds, such as the NFL, which we have seen horrific things happen to women in the NFL. NHL, MLB, NBA, we have heard these stories, and to actually have a story blows my mind. But this was a fantastic book. I'm sorry, my dog. George is trying to get comfies. Anyway, but yeah, so I thought that this was a fantastic book. I will do my full review on it. There will be spoilers. I know at the beginning I said that I was gonna read Real. And I do want to read this book because it is due relatively soon from the library. Let me check real quick. So this one, it looks like it's right around 416 pages. But something is telling me, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I just feel like Long Shot, it was a trigger warning that I didn't know about, and I feel like I kind of got triggered a bit. So I think I am going to hold off on Real. I might start it maybe like tomorrow night or on Monday, but I think I need to read something in between. Yeah, so I'm actually going to be going back to Tempted by Megan Hart. This is actually on my January TBR. I've had this book for about a year. I read Vanilla, which is the third book in this Alex Kennedy series, and it's actually about another character, and I absolutely adored it. So I decided to go ahead and read about this one. This one is essentially about a throuple, and I'm very excited about it, as you can tell from the very saucy, sexy cover. So yeah, I started reading this on Thursday night. I got about 62 pages in, and then I passed out because I was so sleepy. So we will see. This is going to be the next one that I'm going to try and conquer between today and tomorrow. And then if I'm feeling up to it, we will go ahead and read Real. So those are the books that are on my readathon for tonight or this weekend. So I am going to go ahead, get cozy, turn on my lo-fi, and get tempted. Very excited. All right, I'll see you guys. If I don't give you an update, I'll try to do the 100-page updates. But if I don't give you guys an update tonight, which I might, I don't know, but I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. Okay, bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. So, I did not do any reading vlogging yesterday. So I think on my last update, I finished Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. And yesterday, I actually kind of took a break from reading. I mean, I still got in 100 pages, but I know I told you guys that if I finished Long Shot, then I was gonna start Real by Kennedy Ryan. And as you guys could see, Long Shot took me out. This book was incredible. So much happened. But yesterday, I just couldn't really wrap my head around getting divulged into another intense story. So for the majority of the day, I diamond painted. So I'm working on this really cool like cherry blossom diamond painting. And so that's like primarily what I did yesterday. And I watched Real Housewives of New Jersey. I had a really good call with my friends to kind of kick off the new year for a virtual call. And then the other thing that I did yesterday was I watched the Chiefs-Steelers game last night, and it was great. So I did do some reading, but this book really isn't as intense. So I am reading Tempted by Megan Hart. I read about 100 pages last night, and it was good. Like, you know, this is kind of, I mean, it is still a little, intense, but it's nothing like Long Shot. So let's get into Long Shot. All right. So first and foremost, this book was 5 stars. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I could have given this book more stars, I would have. But the thing about this, and I know I talked a little bit about it in my snippets, was I really wish this book would have came with a trigger warning. And because basically, like, when you read the synopsis on the back, granted, it's not going to give you everything, but I would have really liked a trigger warning before I read this. So I'll read you guys what this says on the back. It says, a forbidden love set in the explosive world of the NBA. Think you know what it's like to be a baller's girl? You don't. My fairy tale is upside down, a happily never after. I kissed a prince that turned into a fraud. I was a fool, and his love fool's gold. Now there's a new player in the game, August West, one of the NBA's brightest stars, fine forbidden. He wants me, I want him, but my past, my fraudulent prince won't let me go. So this one, like I said, like, and maybe that was trigger warning enough, right? I will tell you though that the trigger warnings that are in this book are physical assault, sexual abuse, sexual assault, manipulation, emotional abuse. There were scenes in this book that were so graphic that I had to put the book down. But basically, again, it was a story that needed to be told, and I wrote about that in my Goodreads review, which you can see on my Goodreads page, because I'm really trying to write reviews of all the books I read this year. But the thing that I really loved about this book is the fact that it touches on so many different things. Between August and Iris, they are both biracial kids. So they did touch a little bit on colorism. They touched on never really finding that place to fit in. For a lot of my friends that are biracial, they've all told me, you know, I was too black for my white friends and too white for my black friends kind of deal. So they definitely talked about that, and, you know, how it is hard to grow up kind of straddling that line, right? So that was a really good point in this book. Another thing that I really liked about this book is it did not shy away from what we all think about NBA players or even just professional athletes. August definitely fully enjoyed all of the perks of being a professional athlete. He did kind of talk a little bit about how he was like, yeah, I was a hoe, and I really appreciated that. There wasn't this whole thing where he was like, I'm saving myself for Iris. No, that did not happen. But I loved August's character. He was definitely like resilient and determined. And I really like how he was still a support for Iris, even though they had only seen each other a couple of times. So August, not book boyfriend, but he definitely has my heart. Now let's talk about Iris. Iris's character was really Iris's character was really wonderful because even though she was starting to go down a path she didn't necessarily want, she still, took it by the reins and did what she had to do. So in the book, pretty much like within like the first 50 to 60 pages, it comes out that she's pregnant. And, she was determined to go into sports marketing and graduate from college and have a career for herself. But, she ends up pregnant with Caleb's baby. And, she does what she needs to do. She, definitely wants to be a devoted mother and really give her daughter everything that she can ever want or need, but also set a really good example for her. Where it gets really intense is there's a scene where August and Caleb are playing in a game together. August sees Iris in the stands with her daughter. They connect, right? Caleb sees it. So what does Caleb do? Caleb basically intentionally hurts August to the point where he breaks his leg in his rookie season. And it's painful, right? It was painful to read that. But when Iris goes to confront Caleb about it, that's basically when he strikes her the first time. And, he definitely manipulates her. He makes her think that, yes, she can leave, but she really can't. And then that's really when it starts to get intense and the beatings start happening. And I mean, you guys, there was one scene where Child Protective Services was actually called on it was called on Iris, and Caleb basically, did the whole thing, right? And the beating after that scene, I like walked away from the book for at least 30 minutes. It was too much. But eventually she got away, which was a really powerful scene because finally the ball was in her court. But at the same time, she knew is she really ever going to be away from him, right? So we fast forward about a year. She's actually living with her great-grandmother in the Louisiana Bayou. And, August is still, doing his thing, wishes he knew where she was because Iris didn't tell anyone where she was going except for her cousin Lotus. But Iris has just a really nice connection and, learning about herself and how to stand on her own 2 feet and be there for her daughter. They end up leaving the Bayou and they end up in California where she finally gets a job, entry level in sports marketing. The company is actually owned by August's brother. And so that was a whole nother thing. And then they're finally in the same city, single, and, starting to develop this relationship. And it was really beautiful to see, Iris, being on her own 2 feet, and August respecting her boundaries, which I thought was really big. August respecting Iris's boundaries, but also in some instances, Iris understanding that it is okay to get help, and that she can't do it all alone. So that was really awesome to see them there and in that space. I'm not going to ruin the ending because, oh my God, I was on the edge of my seat. And it was intense again, but it was just the right ending for the story. I know I've given enough spoilers already, but like I said, overall, this is a 5-star read for me. I gave you guys the trigger warnings. I'll be sure to put them in the description box for you. And it was just a wonderful book, and I really, really enjoyed this being my first Kennedy Ryan read. Very excited. So as for the next Kennedy Ryan book, so I will be digging into Real. I will probably dig into this one next weekend though. Basically on my book list for this week is to finish Tempted by Megan Hart, and then of course I'm doing my buddy read with my girl Lisa from Y'all This Book, which is an incredible podcast. Please go and listen to those episodes. They're fantastic, especially if you are a romance reader. me and her are reading the Submissive series. So we are going to start this on Tuesday. I think we're going to probably talk today and kind of chop this up, because I will read this in one sitting. I adored this book, but I read this in 2019, so it'll be really cool to reread it and also do it with a friend and get their perspective. So that is where I am right now. So yeah, that is my book journey. That's my book review for this month. This did also mark number 8 for books that I have read so far this year. So I'm really excited. I would love to hit 10 for the month. But yeah, so that's what I have. So tell me in the comments, did you read Longshot? What did you think of this book? Did you love it? Were you okay with the triggers? Like, just tell me what you felt about this book, or if you are going to add this to your TBR, and also what you're currently reading. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. I will be doing more book reviews on this channel, maybe one a month, because that's probably all that I have time for. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. If you like this video, please make sure that you do give it a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. And also, if you want to be notified of when I do make more videos and post them, subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I do post a new video. Thank you so much, guys. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.